Welcome to the Advice Show, media, the common sense approach. So Judge Shannon Holmes had a case that went before her court, and it was of a 3-year-old girl who was beat to death by the sorry live-in boyfriend and the mother. Let me roll the clip.
The opportunity to listen to the testimony of the medical examiner who testified that this child had over 50 injuries and they were at various stages of healing. The medical examiner also testified that it is highly unlikely that this child could have inflicted these wounds upon herself, even if she was clumsy. He indicated that this child had several impacts all over her head. In fact, there was hemorrhaging between the scalp and the bones of this child. I want to paint the picture of the nightmare that this child lived while she was in the care of these two defendants. The medical examiner testified that the injury to the child's pancreas occurred approximately 7 days prior to her death. He indicated that the injuries that this child has sustained, she would have been in a lot of pain, and that her health and her ability to move around would have deteriorated greatly prior to her death. The medical examiner went on to testify that any parent or guardian, and I am going to add a sidebar, in their right mind, would have known that this child was sick and needed medical attention. I also had the opportunity to review the very, very long DVDs that the prosecutor provided to me, and I almost thought I watch a lot of ID station, and I got confused because I thought I was watching the ID station. Mr. Thomas, you're a wonderful actor because you wanted this court to believe that a child was in your care who had suffered over 50 injuries to her body, that somehow you noticed that she was not breathing in the back seat of a car. You were driving 75 miles per hour, talking on the phone, and reaching back to the back seat to administer what you called CPR to this child. However, you loved her so much, you didn't take her to the hospital when you saw that she was not breathing in this car. Instead, you stopped by a job of the mother to pick her up so that she could take this child to the hospital. Unbelievable, but you are an incredible actor, and for that, you should get a standing ovation. Oh, but Miss Gordon, you're an even better actor, because on your interview, you pretended like you did not know that your child was being abused, either by you or the man that sat at home all day with your child while you worked and he did not. Isn't that unfortunate? You are responsible for your child. What was even more incredible is during your interview, you indicated that you were aware that your child sustained a head injury. However, you did not take her to the hospital because you had some Moscato and some marijuana on you. Unbelievable. And so you took your child back home and waited another day. You are wholly responsible for what happened to your child. Therefore, I'm binding both of you over to the Wayne County 3rd Circuit Court. Your arraignment on the information will be February the 11th, 2015. Don't ask me anything about bond. I'm not entertaining it, and I wish you all the very best. And I'm really being sarcastic.
I could not be the judge in this case because I would be so angry. Because I have children, I have a little girl, and just to imagine someone doing that to her would just send me in just to a whole different place. Now, this is a thing I do not understand. That when we've seen these stories time and time and time again, you have some of these single mothers cannot stand not to have a man, cannot stand to be by your doggone self. So you bring some old sorry, good for nothing thug inside the house. He don't work. He don't do crap. He probably beat her, beat the kids, keep the car all day while she at work. Some old Yvette and Jody stuff from Baby Boy. And it's like, this is what they want to do. I mean, you need a man that bad? I mean, what is he doing that's bringing anything to the doggone table but causing problems? You don't have to go through all that. They make all kind of toys that you can use today. They come up with great technology for toys. The toy won't beat you. The toy won't mess you with your kid. The toy won't rape your kid. The toy won't waste your gas all day. Get you a toy. Don't be doing that stuff to these kids. I mean, just what that judge has said about the injuries. I mean, it's just unreal. And that idiot drove with that baby, not breathing, in the back of that car till he got to her job. Then drove him to the hospital. I just can't understand how you could be so cruel, how you could be so evil, demonic, how much you could be a savage to do that to a little child who does not ask you for nothing but just to treat them right, to feed them, to love them, to play with them. That's it. There are people in this world right now who cannot even have a child due to medical reasons. And you got people like that idiot sitting down looking stupid, got a child, and bringing an old sorry good for nothing thug of a boyfriend inside the house and living. That's another thing. What does it constitute you to always bring these guys around your kids, the ones who like to do that? You just met this guy today and he already at your house with your children. I mean, man, you that hard up? You can't stand not having no sex or what? I'm a guy and I didn't bring no chicks around my kids. I stand on that firm, and I'm happy to say that. My kids only know their mama and my wife, because I refuse to bring another woman around my kids. Because I respect my kids enough to say I don't want any woman around them unless it's a serious situation and we making a family. So of course they're going to have to know who she is. This happens all the time. And I don't understand the mentality of some women to think it's okay to have a grown man sitting in your house with your children, not working, not doing crap. And how is it it's okay for you to join in on the beating of your own children? This is the greatest fear a man can have when he have a child with some of these women. And what if the guy wanted his child or trying to do things to get his child? Maybe he don't have the kind of money to pay because the system is against men who are good men that want to have custody of their children in situations like this. I know a brother just got custody of his child because of a situation similar to this. It happens all the time. Then what if the guy, let's say if he was a decent guy, let's just say that much. What if he was a decent guy and he lost his child? Because not every guy is a bad guy out here not doing wrong. So it's just crazy to me that somebody can just do something so evil. And it's kind of like, if I had to be the judge, this is what I say. Okay, 50 injuries. Okay. Well, I'm sentencing you to 5 years for every injury to that child. And parole, you gotta serve half of your sentence before you get that. So translation, you ain't getting that no time soon. You're gonna die in jail. That's what I would say if I was a judge, because I would be extremely harsh on people that do things to children if I had to be a judge. Extremely harsh on child molesters. And people like that, you don't want to come to my courtroom. Because you'll never see outside no more. Because them type of people are just real sick to me. And they don't need to be in society. I mean, man, I know that baby is in a better place, but it's sad to live your life in that kind of pain, torment, and hell at the hands of these two savages. Hit me up in the comments, future commentaries, subscribe.